Hello, everyone. Welcome back for part three of my session five or four teaching memo. Let me start with our learning targets for this presentation. There's a couple that are a little different. You won't be testing on them. I won't be assessing these learning targets, but they are very, very important if you are teaching in the city. So number one, list 7 negative effects of a reward system. Many of you are using them in your classrooms. So you really should know the downside of using a reward system. 7 strategies. Explain 7 strategies for teaching students from poverty. A lot of this I've taken from Jensen's book, Teaching with Poverty in Mind. Creating a learning target that's specific and measurable. Now, this part many of you will skip because you're not testing on it, but it is part of creating the standardized test that you are going to do around the EdTPA special education. You're going to create a standardized test that assesses information in that handbook, the EdTPA special education. The thing that you'll have the hardest trouble doing, the most trouble, is creating learning targets that are specific and measurable, including ones that are knowledge targets and ones that are reasoning targets. Reasoning targets, the hardest ones to make questions for. You're going to define 3 types of reliability. You'll be able to do that if you read the appropriate chapters, which you're going to have to in order to take the quiz that's coming up next session. And describe 3 problems that can make your own test unreliable. Okay, so the session will begin the first of 3 legs of the test creation triangle, reliability. This is a word that's often misconstrued. You need to understand what makes a test reliable and the different types of reliabilities that are floating around out there. You will notice in my learning targets, I stray a little bit into the world of teaching kids in poverty and the use of rewards. I've often observed these classrooms with kids being forced to do work that is tedious and being motivated or attempts made to motivate by behavior modification reward system. Okay, I'm going to move this up to yellow if you don't stop. Okay, all right, I won't move it. That to me is not a great system to get kids motivated to learn. You may get compliance for a little while, but motivation, Okay. Assignments for this session. You're reading the next 2. You're reading for the next 2 sessions, which is going to be reliability and validity. Is going to be 2 chapters in Popham, which is your textbook, which you should have ordered or rented by now. Chapters 3 and 4, and Cohen and Spencer has 1 chapter on both reliability and validity, chapter 5. There are also several articles and course materials for this session, for this session's discussion board, which you can connect. So they're extra stuff. So if you want to do a couple of more posts on Harder Than the Dickens, there's even more material in this week's course materials. This discussion board will close midnight, October 22nd. You also have your first of 2 vocabulary quizzes. So let me go in there into assignments so people aren't confused. Your vocabulary quiz, you get 2 attempts at it. Once you open it, and you start, when you click begin, you have to finish it. You don't know how many times I've gone in and cleared an attempt that started and somebody just walked away. And so their computer shut down and I had to go in and clear it. So please take it the first time. I would recommend going into course materials and downloading the hard copy and taking that first, then going into the quiz discussion board and talking about it. Hardly anybody is doing that, and that's fine. I'm just trying to get you to use a practice of using summative assessments formatively. Here's the hard copy. Just click on this link and you will see it. I know many of you click on the quiz itself so you can see what it looks, see what the questions look like. Well, you don't have to. Don't do that. Download the hard copy. So yeah, that, and there, as I said, there's some other things here. This article here, why we should stop bashing state tests, is one you should all read, because this is what you will find the most difficult thing to do when it comes to writing your own test questions, because teachers do not know how to write reasoning questions. And those are the ones kids are getting wrong on the tests because they don't have any experience taking them. So read this, make comments on it. I will even draw your attention to it when I get onto the discussion boards and respond to your posts. So back to the assignments into session 5. You have to continue with the Harder Than the Dickens discussion board. As I said, that closes October 22nd. If you haven't uploaded your initial post yet with APA format, go back to session 4 and do that. There's chapter 5 for Cohen and Spencer. It's also, I think it's also in course materials. This is an article I mentioned in my previous videos, and this is a survey where I'm looking for feedback. So it's very simple. I think it's 3 questions. Are you able to navigate the course site and find the resources you need in this course? Please explain why or not. The comments are what I'm looking for. Do you understand what's expected of you or participating in this class? If not, please explain why not. Is there anything not clear about this course so far? So that is something I hope you all do, and I'm looking forward to reading your answers, because I have changed my course based on that survey in the past. So that's it for your assignments this week. Continue with Harder Than the Dickens. I'll be grading your DEJs, your discussion, your favorite intervention discussion board, and anything else that you haven't done or that you handed in late. So I'll see you in 1 week this time. Only 1 week before my next video.